Hello and welcome to a smerdp video, and today we are looking at silver plated metal Magneto Royal Mail stamps. So here is the envelope. It has a little number there, which I think is quite unique. I can't remember if these ones were limited edition or not. There's a few that are. Although the stamps never really change, which I think is going to frustrate me the more I review these over hopefully in the next couple of months. So first of all, we have Magneto down here, and in particular, I feel like I could be wrong, like they've approached the Age of Apocalypse Magneto, but like I said, I could be wrong. I'm trying to think. It looks like Mike Carey's actual work, but once again, I could be wrong. There is the piece that we're all looking for. So we got Magneto in there, and that looks absolutely gorgeous. And then the stamps we have, so you got a little stamp on top of the stamps, which is like X-Men, Maxton, Melrose. It's got like a little thing on there. Now, I can't remember, but I don't think the Professor Xavier had one of those. So you got, so they've tried to pick villains. However, other than Sabretooth, none of these are really villains these days. So in fact, Sabretooth's probably redeemed already. Yeah, because he's with the Exiles. So you got Sabretooth, you get Emma Frost, who hasn't been a villain for a very long time. Magneto also hasn't been a villain for a very long time. Mystique, well, you could perhaps argue that one. And Juggernaut seems to be playing nice at the moment. So we have that. So remember, when you take this out, remember there is a hole there. So just, you have to be very careful, like I am going to try now. I'm sorry if I'm doing this off screen. There we go, come on. Yes, got it. There we go. The first time I did it, it was a big mistake. On the back, you have beautiful Magneto going on there. And then in here, once again, you have Magneto here in his big cloak. Just point out, let me just zoom out slightly so you can see the whole thing. Then you got Magneto there. And then if you want to pause that and read that, you can read that. And then on the back, that looks like Age of Apocalypse Magneto, I'm not going to lie. Asteroid M, and you got Onslaught up there. And then obviously the original sort of Brotherhood, etc. Now let me just try and get this into a place where I can sort of bring it up close to you. And if you want to read it, you can read. Oh my goodness, that's really tiny. You maybe don't want to read it. But anyway, it's just sort of like a little bio on Magneto, really, whereas the Professor Xavier was one on them on this side. So this is limited to 5,000. It's got the stamp details, etc. Blah 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 blah, which is pretty cool. I do like it, and I'm glad that I've decided to do this in terms of getting these, because I feel like if I didn't, perhaps I would maybe regret it. But it does look very, very nice. My biggest gripe with Royal Mail delivering this 60th thing and trying to capitalize on this, which is great. I don't mind them capitalizing on it. It makes perfect sense. Stamps are their thing, and they've been creating. There's lots of stamp collectors out there, and there has been for many moons now, so to speak. Stamps are cool. My issue is that they are using the same stamps for each sort of variation of these, rather than looking at the point of there are probably hundreds of X-Men, so why aren't we doing lots of different X-Men? Because there were lots of X-Men. So there was lots of moments they could have done a decade section. So for example, they could have done the 60s with the original X-Men. They could have done the 70s with Chris Claremont's X-Men. The 80s, they could have done, the Outback. There was a few teams in that era. And the 90s, it's gold and blue. It makes perfect sense. And then after that, you got new X-Men, you got Astonish. It just evolves like that. So they could have done one for each decade, a section, and that would have been absolutely, truly awesome. I would have really, really loved to have seen them do that. So, but that's my gripe. That's me, and that's me being a reviewer. If I see something that I don't like, I'm gonna say it. And likewise, if I see something I do like, I'm gonna say that as well. And well, I think that's what I do, I guess. So anyway, if you like my video and you haven't got bored already, please support my channel by subscribing. This is very cool. Yeah, a few works with it, but this one in particular I really do like. It's a beautiful piece. I'm glad that I got it. Please support my channel by subscribing. Thank you to everybody that has subscribed. Without you guys, I'm nobody. I am still nobody anyway. But make sure you look after yourself. Very, very important these days. And as always, always embrace the geekiness. Take care. Goodbye.